This is Obi with Exchange Properties at Roberts the Real Estate Company. I'm right here today with my friend Chris with Every Angle Inspectors. And where we're going, we'll actually go over with some pros and cons of inspection, why you should do inspection before you buy a house, or you shouldn't, you know, don't do an inspection. Go ahead, Chris. Take it
Well,
over.
I would think most of the time you would need to get an inspection done.
Yeah.
Just because I could tell you from experience that 95% of the times I go to a house, I find a lot more, and it needs to be fixed monetary wise compared to how much the price of an inspection is. And there's also the major unknowns. If you don't get a foundation or like a complete foundation check, or you don't get somebody to walk your roof or something like that, there might be something that you miss. So it's really valuable to get a home inspection. So I would recommend that. But that being said, you don't want to have to get a home inspection like every single time. So you might want to know and be able to pick up on some things yourself you know is going to be like kill a deal for you immediately. So what I'm going to do is we'll start with the AC as one of our systems that we check. I'm going to explain some things that I look for on a home inspection, and that if you're selling a house, then another home inspector is going to come in and he's going to get you for. So it's things that you might want to repair, or it's things that could be a serious problem if you're looking to buy it on a home. So let's just start with the unit itself. Simple things are you want to make sure that it's clean right here. A lot of times if you can see the blades a lot more, and there's a lot more dirt, people mowing the lawn and stuff. Just also as a regular, if you're a first time home buyer, you might not know that, but you need to keep that clean. Just come out here with the water hose every once in a while and clean that so your AC is performing properly. The other thing we look for is that this is a good flat surface. It's supposed to be a little higher than this, about 3 inches or so. But what you really don't want is something that's unlevel. Lots of times if these aren't done correctly, then they'll start to degrade, and then it'll be leaning in a little bit. And why that's a problem is because whenever your compressor has the oil in it to keep it running functionally, and whenever that oil is at an angle, then it decreases the life of your compressor, so it'll go out sooner. The other things we look for that's common is this insulation right here. It should look at least like this. Most of the time it's degrading, but again, that's not that much of that's not an inexpensive of a fix, but it can resemble that the AC unit is not being properly maintained. Like they don't have a service technician. If there's a service technician that comes out, once a year, and they're taking care of it like they're supposed to, like you would get an oil change on your car, then you're going to see all these things be correct. The other thing is your thermostat wire. You want this to be in good shape, not broken. You can also look for like grease on your hot lines or cool lines, which would mean that you would have a leak in your freon coming out. You can also, whenever you go closer to the unit on the other side, you can feel this is the low side line. It's the bigger one, and that should be cold. And if it's on a hot day like this, it'll be sweating, like actually dripping like condensation from a cup. Another thing to check for is that you don't have this is pretty much correct. You don't want a penetration into your wall. That allows for excess water to get in there, and you also have energy losses from the inside coming out. So you want to make sure that this going into the wall is sealed up real nice. Another thing too is this box right here should be easily accessible. Technically it's not supposed to be right behind the unit. If it was over here, I might call it out, but right here it's still accessible, so this is a breaker switch, so that way they can turn it off whenever they want. Another thing we look for that's a common problem is people don't keep their shrubs or their trees far enough away from this. So I do right here, but if these shrubs were up against this, then it would be called out. It's a simple fix, but something to help maintain your AC. Things like this you could do to save you a lot of money, just like maintaining anything else whenever you're buying a home for the first time. And then I had this cut off from the outside. This is just a disconnect. When you turn it on, you would turn it on from the inside, and you want to make sure that there's no excess, it should just sound like a good humming fan. There should be no excess like vibrations or clicking sounds would be negative. It should also be a little bit of warm air coming out, because what you're feeling is the warm air coming coming out of your house into here because you're actually just moving that air around. But so that's about it for the AC unit outside of what inspectors look for. There's a lot more things, but that's the basics you can kind of do. The main thing is just checking it out and seeing if it looks like that previous owner took care of it. And if everything looks, it's just little things, but if those little things are in place, then you're looking at somebody who did call somebody out on a regular basis, and so you've got a better bet having a good AC.
Well, that's awesome, Chris. I really appreciate you taking the time and telling all the homeowners out there they're looking for a house this summer, giving them some advice. I would like everybody to go like Chris's page, Every Angle Inspectors. What is it? Go ahead, tell them.
Just Every Angle Inspectors.
All right, love them, like them, comment on it, and call him if you need an inspector out there. And he's one of the best in the business in DFW. And also, like and comment below if you have any questions and concerns about your home inspection. And Chris will be able to actually reply to you and help you out with that.
Yeah, any questions you got, even if it's little, I'll answer them.
Well, I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody have a blessed Wednesday. It's one of our first live videos, so I appreciate everybody support. And then just like and leave a comment for us. And I appreciate everybody. Thank you and peace.
More to come.